And I'm going to tell you why I say Buffalo wins this football game. This is Armageddon in Buffalo. There is no way. Let me give it to you first. I do have Buffalo winning this game. I got them winning this game 31-28. It's going to be a close game because 13 seconds run between these two franchises. But when you look at it, Buffalo, 8-1 at home right now. 8-1 at home. Do you guys know this is truly the first playoff road game for Patrick Mahomes? You know, which blows my mind because he's been so incredible outside of the 3 Super Bowls. In 3 Super Bowls, he has a pass rating of 79.7. And those 3 Super Bowls, that's crazy. At home in those 12 playoff games, he's like 112, 113. So he's comfortable at home. He's away now. He's away where it's less comfortable.
Neutral sites,
right.
Except the Brady one was at
Tampa. But that's surprising when I saw that. That was surprising. I mean, because, you know, he won a couple of those. He won those Super Bowls, 2 of them at least. So I was surprised by that. I say to Buffalo, if you don't win this game, you got to tear the house down. You'll never get Kansas City Chiefs in a better position to win right now. You're going into this game with this mentality. Buffalo's 8-1 at home. We don't lose at home. This is our home field advantage. Kansas City has been there and been you know, a problem for us. And you get a chance to remove them at home in front of that home crowd. I know you're depleted, but I'm going to see the most Superman that I've ever seen. And I know we keep talking about the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I understand when we talk about elite quarterbacks in the same conference, But that's about where those similarities end. You know what I mean? Because these 2 guys are totally 2 different comps from Peyton and Tom Brady. Peyton and Tom beat you purely with their arms in their brain, shoulders up. These guys will beat you waist down.
They will.
Waist down. Josh Allen running the football, and then Patrick Mahomes just buying time and putting that ball in there. I said Buffalo win this game because with the issues Patrick Mahomes have on the road, the drops that they had early in the season. I saw Travis Kelce drop more balls than anybody last week.
That is correct.
I don't think that's all going to come together in Buffalo. They're going to be rabid crazy. I get a home field to Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Patrick Mahomes playing another AFC Championship game again.
Oh, so you got
Mahomes. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs in a tight one, 27-24. He's beaten them in Buffalo back in 2020.
He did.
He beat them, was it 26-17?
Yep.
So he went on the road. He's played in that stadium, although that was a couple years ago. When you look at Buffalo's defense, they're falling apart.
It's decimated.
They're falling apart at the city.
Real quick point. They're probably going to be down 5 starters from their regular season finale against the Dolphins. So they're down 5, and 3 of their backups are out. So they're down to like third stringers.
You up against it.
You're
going to need 3, maybe 4 people on the offensive side of the ball at the skill position. Dalton Kincaid, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Cooks. You're going to need them to play lights out.
Way up high. Take it up.
Way high to help the defense out. I understand when you look at the drops by the Kansas City Chiefs offense throughout the course of the season, and even what Travis Kelce did last week, at times dropping the football. But there's a young man named Rashee Rice who all of a sudden, in his first playoff game, emerged to a whole nother level. So that gives Patrick Mahomes a comfort level. Okay, and knowing that despite the weather conditions and all that, this young man came to play. Okay, and he can carry that over against his secondary in that defense. And so when I look at it, I'm like, you know, Michael's right. If Buffalo doesn't win this football game, they've got to look to do some different things. Okay, we get a little bit older in certain spots. They got to try to find, you know, it's going to scream at, because this is right now for them. They got Kansas City in a perfect situation to
beat
them.
Yeah. Right.
And now you get over the hump and maybe you go to Baltimore, or if Houston clips Baltimore, maybe Houston comes into Buffalo. So you got to be thinking about all of those things if you Sean McDermott, knowing that there's an opportunity and a chance here. But that team in Kansas City that you beat earlier in the regular season is just a different playoff team, man. It's just a different playoff team. I don't know what it is about it. They just play different in the playoffs.
Did you hear the last two words?
Good luck. See, he don't know no better.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bothered Patrick Mahomes. I would have just talked about the greatness of my home fans and everything. And
what?
But I'm not rattling his cage.
What was the last time somebody tried to rattle his cage? What happened? What was that? It was a Cincinnati mayor or something? And Joe Burrow, remember? Yeah, in the Joe Burrow.
No, Barrowhead Stadium.
Barrowhead Stadium. They tried to the paternity test, the whole deal.
They remember that.
And they remember that. You don't think they gonna remember this?
AFC Championship game.
You started talking noise to this dude.
Yeah.
And he just, I probably would have not
invoked his name.
No, it's probably just don't want to do that.
So he's saying Patrick played here, but he hadn't played here because this is different. Like he played here in a regular season in 2020. This is going to be a different.
He's played in hostile environments before.
Okay, but to Michael's point, and it is a very valid point, Patrick Mahomes in those 3 Super Bowls did not play Patrick Mahomes football. He struggled in all 3. In the first one against San Francisco, he threw a late third-quarter interception and an early fourth-quarter interception and got away with a 3rd and 22 throw to Tyreek out in the deep flat where they just blew the cover. Ask Richard about it because he was involved in it. They just blew the coverage and let them out of a trap. And then in the Brady Super Bowl, he just had a long, hard day. You say he wasn't protected, but he just had a long, hard day. And against, I kept telling you, a torchable Philadelphia defense last year, he threw for 182. It wasn't his best day, and they needed a big punt return by Tony in the fourth quarter that broke that.
And you're saying all this to say what? Because they won.
He is not at whatever head stadium you want to call it. He's not at home. And I think he'll struggle some, and they have teetered all year long. Back to your point, Travis Kelce got off to a hot start, and then he kind of hit what looked like a carear wall. And now I'm hearing,
you guys, remember I said this is going to be the hardest season he's ever had because, well, it became the hardest season because those guys were dropping passes, and they knew all we got to do is shut down Travis Kelce, and you could beat the great Chiefs. And they banged him up all year.
They banged him up, and he is so good run after catch. He doubles up that football and just sticks his head down. And after a while, you take so many licks, you're saying, because I'm hearing some retirement talk coming out of there. Like maybe could this be it? His brother just retired. Would he think about it?
But he doused those. He doused those talks. He said, "Hey, I'm not even."
But
thinking
as
about
I told you a minute ago, though, Skip, they found a young receiver.
They did.
Rice, they're extremely happy about.
And he played. I think he was the best player on the field for them last year.
Absolutely.
Okay. He was the best player on the field.
I give you that. I just think it's Josh Allen's turn.
Me too.
I do like the way he has played over the last 4 or 5 weeks. I love the way he's played since that fateful, was it a Monday night when they lost to Russell Wilson at home? And at that point, they had a 5% chance of even making the playoffs. And he turned that team around with help from James Cooks, obviously, and Dalton Kincaid emerged. And now I just think he's playing at a little higher level than Patrick has been playing at.
Right. But what you see, Skip, I see also different with Josh Allen. I think he this is ownership. He's saying, this is me now.
Yep.
I've done it your way. I tried with remember, I got on everybody when they were doing all this to Josh, all that think. You haven't seen any of that. No one, they're not doing that anymore. Josh has shut all that down. This is his team, and he's playing like that. And that's why I say Superman's going to do great Superman things. Go beat Patrick Mahomes. You get a chance to go in the AFC Championship game. You can be the greatest Buffalo Bill known to mankind, and he wants that.
Well,
Chiefs they're going to have to stop him. He's going to play great.
Well, they're deadlocked 3-3 against each other. Yeah. But Patrick Mahomes is 2-0 in the playoffs.
In the big games, in the big playoff games, when they matter most, right?
They matter most. That's what you say you want to see, right?
I don't care what. I do care because you got to get them to the postseason, but it really matters in the postseason.
Yeah. All right, I got Josh Allen 34-31. He's going to have to outscore Patrick because Patrick is going to score against that decimated defense. Your score is?
I had Buffalo winning 31-28.
31-28.
27-24 KC.
27-24.
Back in the AFC Championship game against either Houston or Baltimore.
And don't let Baltimore slip up, says Keyshawn.
Don't mess around with C.J. Stroud. He'll be back at Arrowhead. Yeah. Y'all will be pulling y'all hair out if they go back to Arrowhead.
Will we? Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.